off-season has begun. No, I guess it's ending. Behind me is one end of Erdek. I'm riding on the bike. These are all empty hotels getting worked on or not, getting ready for the season. Piers are being rebuilt. Boats aren't going in yet, but you can see the city there. That's where we live in the distance, up on the hill slightly from one of those bigger hotels. And over that end is a Navy base, separately a big public port where a ferry comes in. There's such scenes as geese, and I've come by here and there's a lot of chickens right in this location. Oh, there they are, the pretty chickens. I guess they'd be called free range in America. Here they call them village chickens, because in the village you let your chickens run wild and you collect the eggs that fall on your property, or you follow your chickens. Erdek has a lot of dogs. Looks like we're about to meet some chum right here. He's cute. They're getting ready here. They're already open. And interestingly, they are doing a little social media here, I believe. They had a whole photography session going on my way out with the food. So they're about to promote, hey, we're open. Biking, very common. This might be the only bike racks I've seen, but there they are. You can see a ferry coming in. You can even hear it. It's so quiet. There's a Erdek. A duck just went underwater. And then here's another restaurant that's open. During the season, this is wall-to-wall people. That's wall-to-wall people. These places clean up, make themselves very pretty for about 9 weeks of a season. And off we go. I'll keep going with this just because why not? Some of the hotels have themes. There's a few more private looking places, but honestly there's just a handful. All the hotels seem to be family-run operations, or run by like affinity groups, like the engineers or the teachers have vacation places, because vacationing in Turkey is a big deal. Everybody here just works out in the open. You can weld right next to like pedestrian traffic. And then more piers. Over here I saw an egret or a heron. I'm not real good at birds, but it was a few minutes ago. And plenty of people will start being in this area just because we're getting closer to town. Although all of it is town. Charsha is city center, and that's where I'm headed. Real pretty, what they call chai bachi, tea gardens. If you hear an airplane, that's likely an airplane from the nearest big city, which is about 8 miles away. There's a city of 300,000 or more called Bandırma. Huge port, super compact, right on the water. And they have a large Air Force base, and several times a day, just like in America, the planes take off. Doggy. Duck boats, porpoise boats for rent. Lots of work going on. Lots of infrastructure is done at this time of year, rather than they're not really able to when the season is going on because it's so busy, so many people. So the people here in Erdek are employed typically in two ways simultaneously, because it's seasonal, both are seasonal, and that would be zeytin, olives, and hospitality, tourism. And the third area would probably be construction, and it probably overlaps with hospitality. You're hired to do a lot of work by the hotels. When we were here last summer, this was a children's park, and residents were confused. It disappeared overnight. Now they also have adult parks, which are what we would call a gym, very nicely located on the beach. But these are usually quite busy. In city center, they have another set of a couple of children's playgrounds and another gym, and that one's even closer to the sea. There's public restrooms. Main ways people get around here are bicycle, motorbike, electric scooter, motorcycle, electric pushman cart, wheelchair, a few horses and donkeys, and a few cars. Cars come in the summer because the people who come here are a little bit more wealthy and obviously have second homes. And their second homes mean they have enough money for a car or two. Beautiful trees along this is the hotel we stayed at. It's the only red one, the Hotel Erdek. Swimming pool, beautiful rooms, beautiful apartment setups. Serves in summer, they serve 2 meals, dinner and breakfast. When we stayed, it was the off season, early in the off season, late in the off season. So they basically had a worker's breakfast, which was totally adequate. It was $37 a night for 2 people with a very nice cold swimming pool. It's getting a little more crowded, a little more stuff coming out. This is a super popular, I think, Western type bar called the Cowboy Bar. Music would be blaring, wall-to-wall people. No way I could film this. Hello, puppies. Hello. All good. Let's see how long I can do this. This is my favorite place to launch from because it's real close to the apartment. We're like a 3-minute walk up a hill here, slight hill. And as you can see, for paddleboarding, it's extremely calm most of the time. And this is a change now. It's gonna change from being a beach with sand to what I call Chicago Beach, cement. And the cement beach is also cool. But we're getting much closer. You can see lots of construction situations. I think they're dismantling that dock. As far as I can tell, it's not been able to be used in years, it looks like. This is what we call the town square for the beach. This fills up with like inflatable bounce houses, swings that, you know, for 25 cents you could ride your, send your kids on a little circle swing ride. Lest you think that it's automatically operated, it's just moved around by somebody cranking it. So no electricity needed. There's also a whole fleet of little tiny Mercedes and Jeeps that are used for little ones that you rent maybe by the 15 minutes or something, and you control it by your iPhone. This is where the bicycle rental is. This is where all these blue huts are for selling, and I think they're reserved for women selling real craft from Erdek. These picnic huts are real nice touch, beautiful, lots of fishing, lots of activity. Now we're getting pretty close to the port and the square that is like the government town square, where all of the political gatherings and protests, because they actually have protests here quite a bit, and it's totally tolerated. No, doesn't seem to be any violence associated with it. We're back at another children's square. Beautiful. You can see these piers that aren't yet installed. Lots of places to sit, lots of places to buy tea, have something to eat. You don't need to think, you just leave your house and buy what you want on the way. Beautiful flowers. There's the sea. It's really hazy today, but quite bright sun. And yeah, there's police. They're having a snack there. Probably shouldn't film them, but I did. Water, another pier. Children get out of school here about 1 o'clock, and a new group comes at maybe 2 o'clock. And this involves children swimming between like the morning group will meet their friends and swim, and the afternoon group will swim before school. Pretty cool. Now we're entering like the port, the harbor, and I wouldn't call these pleasure boats at all. There might be a few, but most of these would be what I consider, you know, working boats. Okay, that one's for a hotel, so that's a pleasure boat. I don't think they're fishing all of that. But this is the boatyard. This is an area with like a brick wall, or not brick wall, stone thing to protect the harbor. Now we're getting Fisherman's Cafe. People working on their boats. Just look at it. It's beautiful today. Super warm. Okay, people selling things. Most common things sold right here. Simmet. 15. No. O2's beige. So he just raised his prices, so he charges more. O2's is 30. O2's beige 35. So I bought them repeatedly from a guy for 30. But honestly, prices change by the minute and hour here. So you can see there's huge ferries. The ferries carry trucks, cars, humans, bicycles to some really large islands that have commercial activity. Marble Island, Marmara Island. And over here, this is literally the town square. This is a beautiful harbor. Lots of children just fishing, often with just a string and a hook. And then some fish restaurants. Sahil moving like a Coast Guard, as it says clearly in English below. One of the rare places I've seen English here. But don't worry, everybody helps understand everything. This is gonna get a little rough for me, so I might have rough rides. See how I make it. Huge big billboard. I'm not sure even who sees that billboard, but there's the loading, the marble trucks come with like pieces of marble that are the size of smaller trucks. Like, so they might have 2 smaller truck marble sizes. This is the hospital.